Joining us from the Sydney Underwater Gazette Facebook page, it's Marco Bordieri. Good morning to you. And you've been exploring Sydney Harbour underwater for a while now, but there are two reasons for that.
Good morning, Simon. Yeah, I've been exploring the Harbour quite a lot recently. And the two reasons are, well, I'm curious to explore parts of the Harbour that are not normally explored by recreational divers. And I do with my little sea scooter, like a torpedo that pulls me to the distance. And the second reason is that at this season, the Harbour should not have the bull sharks. In the last 10 years, scientists have been discovering that the bull sharks come when the water gets above 19 degrees in November, and they leave in May when it gets below 19. And at the moment, it's between 17 and 18, so should be still a bit safe.
So no bull sharks chasing you on your little underwater Vespa. What have you found?
Well, there is a bit of everything. There is the 100-year-old Kurrajong shipwreck, which is off Bradley Head. It's probably one of the best preserved wrecks of New South Wales because it's protected by the waves being in the harbour, and there is just a little bit of a current produced by the tide. And it's also 25 meters deep, so there's not a lot of light reaching the bottom. So it's preserved from aggressive mollusks and sponges.
And so you can actually see the shape and form of the vessel.
Yeah, you can see pretty well. I mean, visibility is always like 3-4 meters, so you can see just a part of it every time, but you can move along. And that's definitely interesting. Then there is a gaping hole, 45 meters deep, right in front of the Luna Park. That's the deepest part of the harbour.
Wow. I know they catch some amazing fish when they go off the wharfs there. It's not just shipwrecks, there's truck wrecks as well.
Yeah, I found a couple of trucks. The other day I was diving near the ferry stop of Tauranga Zoo. There are these very old trucks. I don't know how they got there and how long it's been there, but that's quite interesting.
And what's a dolphin?
Yeah, so the dolphins, not the sea mammals, but those structures that were built to provide a moving point to the ships during the Second World War, because there was an increased presence of military ships in the harbour, so they required new facilities to dock the vessels. So a number of dolphins has been set up in different parts. Now, all these structures has gone, they've been removed, but there are still signs of their presence in the form of big bumps rising from the floor.
Wow. Hey, you had a bit of fun on Monday night, though, I saw on the Facebook page.
Yeah, probably your ears were listening. So anyway, so Monday night, I went for a dive after work, and I chose to inspect those bumps at Kirribilli Point. Now, most of the shoreline is private property or public, or anyway, government property, but there is a narrow public access to the water that just happens to be right to the perimeter of Kirribilli House.
Oh, so what's it like when you go diving at near Kirribilli House, I should say?
Well, I have to pay my respect to the security because as soon as I arrived, there were a couple of policemen came checking what I was up to, in the middle of the night. And I had to explain my intention. And obviously that was fine as long as I stayed away from the residence of the Prime Minister.
So you went into the water?
Yeah, so I did go in the water. I spent some time checking those bumps. They are made of debris. And among them, I found the moray hills and swimmer crabs.
Wow.
Quite a lot of stuff.
But then on the way back, you encountered security again.
Yeah, I think during my dive, some resident must have seen the glow of my torch underwater and called the police. So as soon as I set foot ashore, I found myself surrounded by 5 policemen asking a number of questions all over again.
So how do you explain that away?
Well, it's a bit. I found it a bit difficult to explain why a middle-aged guy with a foreign accent would spend a Monday night in the 18 degrees of water in the harbour. But I think eventually I managed it. When it's asked, why are you here? Why at night? What about the sharks? Actually, I mean, to be honest, they were actually really nice. They were genuinely curious about diving and probably adding a new entry to the catalogue of varied humanity they come across every day. They even helped me to carry my gear up the stairs.
Oh, what legends. Now, today, if we're going out, what are the conditions like?
Just one thing I wanted to add. The moment that the wind really turned in my favor with them is when I invoked you, Simon, because I told them, I work for Simon Mauney and I do this thing on the radio every Saturday. And they were so impressed. I hope I didn't put you into trouble.
No, I haven't heard from them. Mind you, there is a car parked outside our house for all week. So what will it be like today if I go into the water?
Right. So conditions today are not going to be good. So you're not going to go in the water today. Is my suggestion because of the swell. But from tomorrow, I would say tomorrow afternoon and Monday is a public holiday. The conditions are definitely going to be better. The swell is going to come down. The weather is going to be better. So I would definitely aim for either tomorrow afternoon or Monday.
Oh, well, look, that looks perfect. And if we can't go underwater today, we can look at all the wonderful pictures that all your members post on the Sydney Underwater Gazette Facebook page.
That's it.
Marco Bordieri, you have a good weekend.
You too, Simon.